How to make loop cards. Firstly, take a piece of paper, fold it into 8 sections. And then cut them into individual cards. Like that. So, here's some I made earlier. Then, take your first card, Q for question on one side, A for answer on the other. That's important when we play the game. With your Q for question, write down your first question. What is a noun? Now, put this to one side, keep it safe. You need to keep it separate from all of your other cards because that is going to be where we write the answer to our final questions. We want to keep that card safe. Take your next card, Q for question on one side, A for answer on the other. And write the answer to this question, to your last question, on your answer side. A noun is an object, place, or name. Then you flip this card, write your next question. Example of a noun. Now put this one safely because you're going to build up a pile of all of the cards that you've just written. Next card, Q for question, A for answer. You write the answer to this question on your next card. So the example of a noun would be bus, Ipswich, or a name such as Charlie. Flip it over. What's our next question? So, what is a verb? Put that on our question pile, which is going to build up all of our questions. Next card, Q for question, A for answer. What is a verb? Write the answer on your next card. An action or thought. And if we want to go primary school, a doing word. Because I know that's how a lot of you still remember it. Flip it over. What's our next question? Example of a verb. Question on the question pile. New card. Q for question. A for answer. Example of a verb. Run, hop, or skip, for example. You can also have more abstract ones such as hope or wish or dream. Just for the purposes of this video, we'll keep it simple. Next question. What is an adverb? Question pile. Next card. Q for question. A for answer. And what you do is, what is an adverb? A word which describes how an action is performed. Flip it over. Next question. Example of an adverb. Card. Q for question. A for answer. Answer to this question. Example of an adverb is happily or wildly or hopefully. Flip over. Next question. What is an adjective? Question pile. Next card. Q for question. A for answer. And the answer is a word which describes a noun. Question. Example of an adjective. Q for question. A for answer. Example of an adjective. Big, small, or sweaty. For example, flip it over. What is a pronoun? Question pile. Answer. Q for question. A for answer. Make sure that you're getting these the right way around, because when you play them, you'll want all of the answers up in front of you so you can pick up your next answer. A for answer. A word which can replace a noun. Flip it over. Example of a pronoun. And then, because you got to the end of your questions, you then pick up your very first card, flip it over, and that's where your answer goes. Example of a pronoun: he, she, they. Question on the question pile. And what you do is you want to shuffle these up, put them in an entirely random order to make sure that you can't cheat and you don't know which order they go in. You then lay out all of the cards in front of you, like this. Just like that. You then pick up a random card, flip it over. That's our first question. So our question that we've got to answer is an example of a noun. So we look at all of the cards that are in front of us. Let's put this one on the screen. Example of a noun. Where is my example of a noun? Bus, Ipswich, or Charlie. So I pick up my next card. Bus, Ipswich, noun. There you go. What is a verb? So I look here for the definition of a verb. So it's an action or thought, so a doing word. Pick up my answer, flip it over. That's my next question. Example of a verb. This one down here. Run, hop, skip. That's the answer. Flip it over, keep it in my hand. What is an adverb? Define it. So a word which describes how an action is performed. Answer. Flip it over. Example of an adverb. Over here, happily, wildly. Hopefully you can run happily. You can scream wildly, for example. Flip it over. What is an adjective? So we're looking for a describing word, a word which describes a noun. Answer. Put it on my pile. Example of an adjective. Big, small, sweaty. Pick that up, flip it over. Next question, what is a pronoun? A word which can replace a noun. Flip it over. Example of a pronoun: he, she, they. Pick that up, flip it over. What is a noun? And then magically, because it is a loop, there is your answer: an object, place, or name. So we've done that with very simple terms and with a very small range of questions and answers. You could do this to memorize quotes. So you could say, who says the quote, "Love's like wings"? Then your answer could be Romeo. Or you could say, what is the technique used in Love's Like Wings? And then you could put alliteration as your answer. Or you could do the 7 Commandments in Animal Farm. Or you could say something like, who is described as a rather fierce-looking Berkshire boar? Which character is that in Animal Farm? And then you could say Napoleon. But equally, you could do this for any subject that you've got to memorize facts and things, because you are testing yourself. Do make sure that you have a cheat sheet somewhere with the answers, just in case you get stuck, but try and give them to a parent or a friend and tell them they can't give you the answers unless you really, really beg, because if you keep relying on the answers, then you won't start memorizing the cards. If you've got any questions, come and see me.